Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. David here, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm super excited to be here because Atlus tweeted something. Yeah, that's all. But you know me, I'm a dumbass with actual expectations, so it should be fun. The Shin Megami Tensei 30th anniversary is officially here. The anniversary is October 30th, and it's been 30 years since the Shin Megami Tensei series officially started. I am a big fan, so I was excited when I saw Atlus, both Atlus Japan and Atlus West on Twitter, mentioning the 30th anniversary with this brand new art, which looks really awesome. I wanted to start the discussion with the SMT 30th anniversary immediately. I want to talk about when we can expect more info. Should we expect something in terms of like reveals? Are they gonna do something, or was this art piece the only thing that we're gonna get for the anniversary? I want to talk about all of that today, and I think it should be interesting. But before I do, so I just entered a new partnership with 2game.com, and I know I have a lot of PC gamers watching my content. So if you are a PC gamer, Steam Deck gamer, and you want to get your games with 5% off, you can buy Steam keys off 2games.com by clicking the link down in the description below. You'll get on the 2games.com site, and by entering the code DCJRPGs, you will get 5% off your games. I get money back from your purchases as well, so it helps support the channel. It's a win-win situation for both you and I, so if you're interested, you want to support the channel, please check out the link down in the description below. I won't be talking about this deal that I have with them for every one of my videos. I wanted to get this out there since this is new, and I want you guys to take advantage of the deal and, of course, make a little bit of money if I can. Let's get into the video. Alright, now with this out of the way, let's get right into the video. If you enjoyed the content and you want more content on anything Atlus, Shin Megami Tensei, Persona, you're at the right place. Make sure to subscribe, ring that notification bell as well to never miss out on my Atlus news episodes. I have a lot of great content coming for you guys as well, so if you're new, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell. Let's get into it. So, SMT 30th anniversary. The first thing that comes to mind is the 25th anniversary of Persona, which just ended, but also the 25th anniversary of Shin Megami Tensei. The celebration of the 25th, what we got is new tracks, like an album of rearranged soundtrack for the 25th anniversary of SMT. That was super dope. But we also got, in terms of game releases, Shin Megami Tensei Strange Journey Redux. Now, one thing to keep in mind, and I'll diverge from this in the video, it's the anniversary of mainline SMT, right? So I know a lot of you guys probably will talk about beloved IPs like Digital Devil Saga, for example, or Devil Survivor, Raidou Kuzunoha, Devil Summoner, Soul Hackers. Those are not mainline. So does it mean that they're not going to do anything, that they're not going to mention those IPs? Not necessarily, I feel like, because they're still spin-off of the mainline games. But at the same time, if you look at the past and what they did, they kept it to mainline, which is Shin Megami Tensei 1, 2, Strange Journey, 4 Apocalypse, I skipped 3 for some reason, and 5. So what could we see and when could we see it? I have a lot to say. Let's start with when can we see news. I have something in mind. I kept thinking about this yesterday before I recorded this video, and to me it's like, okay, the 25th anniversary of Persona is over. It ended in, well, this month actually, last month, sorry, September 2022. But in my mind, it's not necessarily done, because now Persona 5 Royal released last week on all modern platforms, banger game, I'm still having a ton of fun with it. But there's also Persona 3 Portable and Persona 4 Golden that are coming in January 19th, 2023. So what I'm thinking is Atlus is going to do what they did in 2022. So hear me out. They're going to start something, whatever it is, and they might reveal something in February, when they revealed Soul Hackers 2 in 2022. So in February of 2022, they teased something big, Ion site, Soul Hackers type of thing is going to happen. And then in near the end of February 2022, Soul Hackers 2 was officially revealed. Set to release in August, 6 months after. Now, I can see Atlus focusing all their marketing on Persona 3 and 4 until it releases in freaking January, and then early February, mid-February, they reveal their plans for the SMT 30th anniversary. Keep your expectations in check, because as I mentioned, I am not expecting a whole year of 7 reveals like they did with the 25th, and honestly, that is a good thing. I want them to do maybe one concert and one game reveal or something in the same time frame. I was looking at the Twitter threads for the reveals, both by Japan and also the Western accounts for Shin Megami Tensei Atlus. And whew, well, I'm not the only dumbass with actual expectations out there. There's a lot of things that people would like to see, and I want to talk about a few things that I saw on the list, plus some of my personal ideas of what Atlus could do in terms of game releases / reveals for the 30th anniversary of SMT. Everything that I have here won't happen. Like, it's impossible that everything will happen for sure. I can see 1 or 2 things maximum happening. So just keep your expectations in check. If we get one of these things, I'm going to be really happy with it. So a new concert, a new arranged soundtrack of remixed tracks from previous games would be freaking awesome as well. Let's just get right into it. The first thing that I was always talking about in terms of a project of SMT and their spin-offs is Digital Devil Saga. Now, as I mentioned, that is a spin-off of Mainline. I was thinking Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 HD Remastered. And the main reason for that is because it's low effort, high revenue. Or at least potential high revenue. Because if you look at Nocturne HD, this is a Unity HD port of Nocturne. And that did crazy well. Digital Devil Saga 1 and 2 are running on the same engines. They already have voice acting, which Nocturne didn't have originally, so it is an even lower effort port job potentially to bring those 2 games in HD and to drop them on modern platforms. Nocturne did really well in terms of sales, even with its issues. It was a $50 release too, so I'm sure Atlus is really happy with the results of that game. Again, Digital Devil Saga, this seems likely because it makes all the sense in the world, but at the same time, you guys, it is not Mainline, so we'll see about that one. In terms of Mainline though, I have one thing in mind, and this is something that I kept seeing on Twitter when they revealed the 30th yesterday. Shin Megami Tensei 1, 2, those games, you can play them right now on your Nintendo Switch, but in Japanese. If you have Nintendo Switch Online in Japan, you can play those games. Thing is, SMT1 was officially translated by Atlus once for the iOS port, which is not something that you can purchase anymore. It was delisted, so there is an official translation that exists, but it's the iOS version. So would they put the translation of the iOS version inside the Super Famicom game, drop it on NSO? Maybe. But now there's 2. There's SMT2, and that game was never officially translated. So what are they going to do with this one? Release them separately digitally on physical on stores like the PSN store, eShop, Steam? Or are they gonna just do the NSO route, which seems unlikely because they have to do a full translation of SMT2 to drop it on NSO? I don't think Nintendo would be willing to pay such a high check for a Western release of Shin Megami Tensei 2, which would require a lot of work. So those 2 games, as much as I would like to see them come back, I don't know how they could bring them back. If you know how they could bring back those 2 games in a way that would make sense for both us, the consumer, and Atlus, drop a comment below. I'm really interested in hearing what you guys think. Now, the most common ideas that some of you guys seem to have on Twitter is a definitive edition of Shin Megami Tensei 5, being all the DLC in the same game, make it 60 frames per second, available on PC. This I can see, maybe even PlayStation, Xbox, who knows, but at least PC. It wasn't the Nvidia leak, the GeForce Live or something Nvidia leak that happened on PC. A ton of games on that list turned out to be through, especially from Square Enix. But in terms of Atlus, there was Full Body on PC, Catherine Full Body, and Shin Megami Tensei 5 on PC. Now, Catherine, it's kind of like, I'm not sure why they would do it if they dropped vanilla like 2 or 3 years ago on Steam, and they never bothered to fix it. So I'm like, are they really gonna do Full Body? Maybe, but I think SMT5 has not only more potential, but it would be a game that could do better on PC than Catherine, in my opinion. So I can see that happening, though. If there is a 1-year deal exclusivity behind the scenes with Atlus and Nintendo, we don't know that. It was never explicitly confirmed. If that is the case, it's gonna be over in about 10 days, so we can absolutely see that happening for sure in terms of SMT5. I'll talk about SMT5 a little bit later in the video. Let's keep going. My other idea that I wanted to get out there, and I might break some dreams here, Devil Summoner, Raito, Kuzunoha, the Raito games. Now, I have both games physically. I know those are really expensive. I never played them, so I would be right there first in line purchasing these games if they were coming out on modern platforms. That is my disclaimer. I want to get this out there. But on the other hand, there seems to be something going on with Raito, and I did a little bit of research. I don't really want to pronounce myself because I'm not sure I fully understand the issue, but something is going on with Raito. Now, if you're not unaware, in the Persona 5 Royal Remastered version that came out on all platforms, I said in my review, 99% of the DLC costumes and outfits from which are from other games for the most part, from other Atlus games, they are in the game for free, included. There's one pack that is missing, and that is the Raito Kuzunoha pack. It seems to be a regional issue, but the thing is, those are available in Soul Hackers too, so I'm not sure I fully understand what's going on there. For that reason, Raito 1 and 2, and also the games feel more niche. They're less recognizable in terms of being an Atlus and SMT game than digital Devil Saga, which when you look at them, you're like, yeah, that's really similar to Nocturne. Raito, it's different, right? Different combat system and all that thing. So I would be hyped for those projects. Unfortunately, they feel unlikely to me. Alright, next up, Shin Megami Tensei 4. 4 and 4 Apocalypse Definitive Edition, 1 pack, Switch, other platforms. Now, this is a dream, to be perfectly honest with y'all, and I'm here for it. If it happens, I am here for it. The main problem that I have is that those are 3DS games. They're not in HD. So I'm not a developer. I don't claim to know stuff about game development. My knowledge in these areas are very small. I am hoping for this to happen, but it seems like a super high effort job. At the same time, SMT5 did so well on Switch that can Atlus see profit in this project? Honestly, you guys, I don't even know what to say. This would be so awesome. Those 2 games on 1 cartridge, and make it multi-platform, that would be even better. Those games are, especially 4, it's near perfect in my opinion. So those games in HD, the exact same games, but in HD, make them work on 1 screen, seems perfect, doesn't it? Again, it seems like it would require a lot of work for Atlus to do, so I am unsure, but we'll see. Now, one thing that I think is super likely, or at least I feel like makes a lot of sense, is something along the lines of Shin Megami Tensei 4 Final / Apocalypse for us in the West for SMT5. Let me explain. Obviously, SMT5 was first revealed as the next mainline installment in the Shin Megami Tensei series in January of 2017. And that was before the Switch even launched, and I was extremely excited for this project. It took almost 5 years to release. It took 3 years for us to get information on it. So there's obviously a ton of effort that were put into the Unreal Engine 4 development for this game. And the game did really well. SMT5 outsold all the previous mainline games in 2 months. It did over 1 million extremely quickly. Very, very, very successful for Atlus, both critically and in terms of sales. So what I'm getting at here is all the effort that they put into it, all the revenue, I think they can still exploit this a little bit more, especially with the install base on Switch. So let's do a SMT5 Final, some other type of SMT5 release. Do like Apocalypse, but those who played Apocalypse will understand what I'm about to say, and that this could be a whole video for itself. Don't make it like Apocalypse, but make it more story focused, like Apocalypse attempted. I'm sure you guys understand, because that was the main complaint for SMT5. Honestly, I think SMT5 perfected the press turn combat system. I adored the visual styles. I adored the visual style of the game. I think the performance was fine. The music is pretty much perfect as well in terms of the whole soundtrack. Ryota Kazuka's the GOAT. So I'm thinking an SMT5 final game could bring the SMT series into the 90s on Metacritic. I think there's a lot of potential there. And I think this is the pick that makes the most sense. This is a mainline game. This is a game that they would reuse all the work that they put into the Unreal Engine 4 game, being SMT5. In the 5 years ago, they've been working on that project, so they could take advantage of that again. The previous game sold extremely well. You can expect that one to sell well as well. come on, it is a fantastic idea. Now, obviously, this is a SMT 30th anniversary early video, so I need to mention Shin Megami Tensei 6. It seems so weird to say it, and I'm just gonna say it right immediately. No, not before Persona 6, I think. I really do think there's still time for some other SMT project. I do think we're gonna get one thing, at least one thing during this anniversary. I'm just praying for Atlus not to stretch it like they did with the 25th of Persona, because we made a lot of videos on 25th of Persona here on the channel, and it's been fun. It's been rough, it's been disappointing, it's been exciting. So it was a journey on its own, and I'm glad this is in the past. Let's move on and now give us something clear to look forward to with the SMT 30th anniversary. This is a lot of information all at once, you guys. Let me know what you think about the 30th anniversary of SMT because of what happened with the 25th of Persona. Are you still excited? Are you still looking forward to the anniversary? Do you think Atlus will do something like I think they will? Because they've been doing this for their anniversaries every single year, every single time that there's a milestone. So I fully expect something, but what are we gonna get? That is the real question. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you have a great upcoming week. Don't forget to drop a like if you enjoyed it. Check out 2games.com, link down in the description below to support the channel and to save 5% on your PC games if you're interested. Have a great day, y'all. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.